Have you ever noticed how sometimes the most profound wisdom seems to come distilled into these really simple, memorable patterns?
Oh, absolutely. Like taking huge amounts of knowledge and just crystallizing it.
Exactly. It's like a shortcut almost to grasping these fundamental truths that seem to pop up again and again across cultures, across centuries.
And those patterns often reveal these universal principles,
Mhm.
making deep insights feel much more accessible, more applicable to, our daily lives.
Well, that's pretty much our starting point for today's deep dive.
Right.
We're looking at some truly ancient sources,
Hmm.
specifically excerpts from the Aṅguttaranikāya, Pañcakanipāto, Vagas 1 to 5. Now, these are part of the Pali Canon.
Right, the foundational scriptures in Theravada Buddhism, some of the earliest recorded teachings.
And this specific collection, the Aṅguttaranikāya, it's known for organizing teachings into these numbered lists, very structured.
Often in fives, yeah.
Hmm.
5 advantages of this, 5 disadvantages of that, 5 qualities you need. It's a recurring theme.
And what's fascinating and why we're diving in is how these lists, originally maybe aimed at monks, offer these just universal principles.
They really do. Surprisingly relevant insights into what helps us flourish, personally or as a group, and what leads to decline, in our conduct, relationships, even communities.
So our mission today is basically to unpack these recurring fives. We're going to try and pull out these nuggets of knowledge, these practical insights that still hit home today.
Yeah, hopefully leading to some aha moments for you listening.
Okay, let's start with a really foundational idea, the enduring legacy. It's all about reverence and respect.
There's this text, the Kimbila Sutta,
Right.
and it asks this really core question. What makes a teaching, or maybe a way of life, last? Why do some endure long after the founder's gone, while others just fizzle out?
It's a big question.
It is. And the Sutta gives a surprisingly clear answer. It lists 5 causes of decline, and they all seem to stem from a lack of reverence, a lack of respect.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, lack of respect for the teacher. That could be the original founder, or maybe the current leader,
Okay, makes sense. Like losing faith in the person steering the ship.
Exactly. Second, lack of respect for the teaching itself, the core principles, the values, the strategy, if you will.
Right. Disregarding the why behind it all.
Third, lack of respect for the community, the group, the organization, the team carrying it forward.
So, infighting or just not valuing the collective effort.
Precisely. Fourth is lack of respect for the chief.
Yep.
Training, the disciplines, the practices, the daily grind that actually makes the teaching real.
Like skipping practice, not doing the work.
You got it. And finally, number 5, lack of respect for each other, for your fellow members, your colleagues.
That breakdown, that lack of mutual regard.
According to the text, these 5 things together, or even individually, lead to that teaching fading away quickly.
But then it flips it, right? It gives the positive side, too.
It does. The 5 causes of longevity are simply the inverse. Dwelling with reverence and respect for those same 5 things. Teacher, teaching, community training, and each other.
It seems so simple, but profound.
It really is. And you can see how this applies to almost any group, can't you? A company, a volunteer group, even like a personal discipline you're trying to stick with.
Absolutely. Do you respect the source of the idea itself, the people involved, the actual effort required, and your peers?
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where might a little bit of that reverence be missing in something you're trying to build or maintain? Food for thought.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk about the power of active learning and focused effort.
Ah, yes, the Masavaca Sutta and the Deccacarika Sutta touch on this. How we engage with knowledge.
So the first one, Dhamma lists 5 clear benefits of actively listening to profound teachings. What are those?
Okay, first, pretty straightforward. You hear what was previously unheard, you get new information, that spark.
Okay, new knowledge in.
Second, you clarify what you have heard. So it's not just new stuff, it's making sense of what you already kind of knew, getting clearer.
Moving from fuzzy to sharp.
You got it.
Third, you overcome your doubts. This is big, right? Building confidence in what you're learning.
Yeah, doubt can really paralyze learning.
Fourth, you correct your views, which implies, being open to changing your mind, refining your understanding. Humility in learning.
That's crucial. And the fifth?
And fifth, your mind becomes gladdened. There's a joy in understanding, a satisfaction that comes from that clarity. It's not just about facts.
I like that, the emotional reward of learning.
Exactly. Then the other text, Dighakarika, talks about stability. It contrasts aimless wandering with being settled.
So focused versus scattered.
Pretty much. It lists 5 disadvantages of that wandering approach. You don't hear what's unheard, you don't clarify, you become unsure of what you know, you might even get sick.
Physically sick.
The text mentions severe illness. Yeah. And you end up liking friends, maybe because you're constantly moving or unfocused. Interesting link between focus and well-being and even community.
And the flip side, the 5 advantages of being settled, being steadfast,
Right.
do the exact opposite. You do hear new things, clarify, gain confidence, stay healthier, and have friends.
So the message is clear. Consistency and focus beat scattered effort every time.
It really emphasizes that showing up, paying attention, sticking with something,
Yeah.
it's not just discipline, it's fundamental to actually learning and thriving.
Let's move on to cultivating inner strength and noble character. This sounds really core to personal development.
Definitely. We're looking at the Yajaniya Sutta and the Bala Sutta here. The first one uses this great analogy.
The royal steed.
Yeah, the noble royal steed. It lists 5 qualities of this ideal horse, but applies them metaphorically to a person aiming for mastery.
Okay, what are these horse-like qualities for humans?
First, straightforwardness, being direct, honest.
No messing around.
Second, swiftness or diligence, that consistent, focused energy again.
Right.
Third, gentleness or meekness, not aggressive, but calm, approachable. Fourth is patience, huge one.
Always.
And fifth, pleasantness or amiability, being good company, essentially.
So, straightforward, diligent, gentle, patient, and pleasant.
And the text says someone with these qualities is worthy of the highest regard. It calls them an unsurpassed field of merit.
Wow, that's quite a statement. Like their very presence is a source of good.
It's a powerful image, yeah. Then the Bala Sutta talks about 5 fundamental inner strengths, or powers.
Powers we can develop.
Exactly. The first is faith. Not blind faith, but a grounded trust or confidence.
A foundation.
Second and third are interesting. Moral shame and moral dread.
Shame and dread, that sounds negative.
Well, it's nuanced. Moral shame is described as that innate aversion to doing wrong. That, ugh, I shouldn't do this feeling before you act.
Ah, the internal check.
Right. And moral dread is understanding the negative consequences, the future regret or harm that will come from wrongdoing, apprehending that.
So conscience and foresight working together.
Kind of, yeah. They act as ethical guardrails. Fourth power is energy or diligence again, sustained effort.
That keeps coming up.
It does. And fifth is wisdom, the ability to see clearly, to understand.
Faith, moral shame, moral dread, energy, wisdom.
These aren't just like nice ideas. The text presents them as actual inner resources, tools for resilience, for excellence, for living with integrity, real powers.
Very practical. Okay, let's dig into something equally practical. Unmasking and overcoming mental obstacles.
Yes, the Sikokyo Sutta on stakes of the mind and the Vinabanda Sutta on mental fetters. Great metaphors.
Stakes and fetters sounds like things that really hold you back.
That's exactly the idea. The Sikokyo Sutta lists 5 things that act like stakes driven into the mind, stopping it from applying itself.
What are these states?
4 of them are forms of doubt or uncertainty. Doubt about the teacher, doubt about the teaching, doubt about the community, and doubt about the training or the discipline itself.
So lack of confidence in the whole system, basically.
Pretty much. And the 5th stake, anger or ill will towards your fellow practitioners.
Ah, internal conflict again.
And the result of any of these states being present, the text says the mind just doesn't incline towards effort. No ardor, no application, no persistence. You're stuck.
Mentally pinned down.
Right. Then the Vinabanda Sutta talks about 5 fetters, things that bind the mind, restricting its freedom for that strenuous effort.
Okay, what ties us up?
First, being unfreed from passion for sensual pleasures. Classic one.
So relevant.
Second, being unfreed from passion for the body, attachment to our physical selves. Third, passion for forms or appearances, getting caught up in how things look.
Okay, desire and attachment.
Then number 4 is interesting, indulging in overeating and excessive sleep, basically seeking too much comfort.
The comfort trap.
Yeah. And 5th, practicing virtue, but with an ulterior motive, like being good only because you hope for some heavenly reward later, not for the sake of purity itself.
Ah, doing the right thing for the wrong reason.
And again, the outcome for all these fetters, the mind doesn't lean into effort. It's bound, it's restricted, it can't fully engage.
Which of those do you think feels most like a modern trap?
Ooh, good question. They all resonate, honestly. But maybe that comfort-seeking one, number 4, our whole society is geared towards convenience and avoiding discomfort.
True, it's easy to get lulled into that,
Okay.
and it stops you from doing the hard things needed for growth.
Exactly. So understanding these stakes and fetters, these internal resistances, it's really key to unlocking our mental energy, our potential.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, the profound impact of our conduct and speech. This seems like where the rubber meets the road in daily life.
It really is. Several suttas here, like the Akasakavago and Dukkharitavago, they really hammer home the consequences of our actions and words.
What kind of consequences?
Well, the Dukkharita texts on general misconduct, bodily, verbal, mental, and benderic, they consistently list 5 disadvantages. First, you blame yourself. That inner critic, the guilt. Second, the wise criticize you. You lose respect among discerning people. Third, a bad reputation spreads more widely.
Social consequences.
Fourth, you die confused, lacking peace of mind at the end. And fifth, rebirth in lower realms, which you can interpret as creating negative future circumstances for yourself.
And good conduct has the opposite effect.
Exactly. Self-approval, praise from the wise, good reputation, dying unconfused, positive future outcomes. It's a clear cause and effect picture.
Then there's the Sila Sutta, specifically on morality.
Right. It lists 5 disadvantages of immorality. Great loss of wealth. Interesting practical link there.
Yeah.
Bad reputation, entering gatherings fearfully or lacking confidence, dying confused, and again, those negative future outcomes.
And morality leads to?
The inverse. Gain of wealth, good reputation, confidence in public, dying unconfused, positive future outcomes. It shows morality isn't just abstract, it has tangible impacts.
What about something like patience? Is that covered?
Oh yes, the Akanta Sutta. 5 disadvantages of impatience. Being disliked, having many enemies, having many faults yourself, dying confused, negative future outcomes. Plus, being cruel and full of regret later.
Ouch. That's a heavy list.
It is. And patience.
Yeah.
Leads to being liked, few enemies, few faults, dying peacefully, positive outcomes, and importantly, not being cruel and having no regrets.
Patience as a strategic advantage almost.
You could definitely see it that way. It's about avoiding self-inflicted wounds and building positive connections.
So the overall message here seems to be extreme mindfulness about everything we do and say.
Absolutely. Every choice has ripples. It shapes who you are, how others see you, and the kind of future you're building for yourself.
Let's shift to something maybe even more granular, practical wisdom for everyday life.
Yeah, this is fascinating. Suttas like Yagasutta, Dantakasa Sutta, they get into really specific daily routines.
Like the Yoga Sutta on gruel.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Seriously. It lists 5 benefits of eating simple gruel. Quenches hunger, quenches thirst, regulates digestion or internal wind, cleanses the bladder, and helps digest undigested food. Very practical, basic health advice.
Amazing. What about the Dantakasa Sutta? That sounds like teeth.
It is oral hygiene, using a toothstick. 5 disadvantages of neglecting it. Poor eyesight, interesting connection. Bad breath, obviously. Unclear taste buds. Bile or phlegm, obstructing food enjoyment. And basically, food not tasting good.
And the advantages of keeping your teeth clean.
The opposite. Good eyesight, no bad breath, clear taste, no obstruction, enjoying your food.
It's striking how they focus on these seemingly tiny details of life. What's the deeper wisdom there, do you think?
Well, I think it shows this path wasn't just about meditation or big philosophical ideas. It was holistic.
Right.
The ancients understood that your physical state, your basic habits, they matter. They directly impact your mind, your energy, your ability to practice anything else. There's no real separation between spiritual and mundane.
It's all practice, every moment.
Exactly. Even how you chant. The Ānguttara Sutta warns against chanting sacred texts too musically, like singing.
Why is that bad?
5 reasons. You get attached to the nice sound yourself. Others get attached to the sound. Lay people might complain it's just entertainment. Your own concentration gets broken trying to sound perfect. And then later generations copy the bad habit.
Focus on the meaning, not the performance.
Precisely. Then there's the Muttassati Sutta on mindful sleep.
Mindfulness while sleeping, how does that work?
It's more about the state you're in as you fall asleep and how you approach rest. 5 disadvantages of heedless, unmindful sleep. You sleep poorly, wake up feeling bad, have bad dreams, deities don't protect you, a cultural element perhaps, and you experience physical discomfort like seminal emission.
And mindful sleep.
Leads to sleeping happily, waking happily, no bad dreams, protection, and physical ease. Basically, cultivating peace even in rest.
Okay, what about stuff? Possessions.
The Bhoga Sutta calls possessions a double-edged sword. 5 disadvantages. They can be lost to fire, water, rulers, thieves, or end up with heirs you don't like. Things are impermanent.
The downside of having stuff.
But then, 5 advantages if used wisely. You can use wealth for your own well-being, to support parents, family, friends, and importantly, to make offerings to spiritual practitioners, which generates merit or positive karma.
So wealth itself isn't bad, it's how you use it.
That's the core message. And finally, the Usirabhata Sutta on meal timing, specifically offering meals.
Even timing matters.
Apparently. 5 disadvantages of an untimely offering, like being too late. Guests aren't served well, deities aren't revered properly, monks aren't honored appropriately, servants doing the work might resent it, and the food itself might be less wholesome.
And offering on time.
All the opposites. Guests served well, deities revered, monks honored, servants willing, wholesome food. It's about consideration and respect and hospitality.
It's incredible. Even the smallest daily acts are imbued with potential for wisdom or, well, the opposite.
It certainly makes you think about approaching everyday life with more intention, doesn't it?
Definitely. Okay, let's look at the community aspect more directly. Ideal community members and their potential pitfalls.
Right, the Avasakavago Suttas and others give a kind of blueprint for being a good member of a group and also warn about common issues.
So what makes someone a worthy community member, someone to emulate?
The Avavaniya Sutta lists 5 qualities. First, exemplary conduct, following the rules and observances. Second, being learned, knowing the teachings. Third, valuing solitude for reflection, not just being busy. Fourth, being well-spoken and clear. And fifth, being wise, having insight.
So conduct, knowledge, introspection, communication, and wisdom. Solid list.
And liking these makes one, well, less of a positive influence, according to the text. Then other suttas, like Piya Sutta, Sopanna Sutta, they flesh out the picture of a beloved, respected, and compassionate member.
What are those recurring traits?
Strong morality comes up again. Vast learning, excellent communication, proficiency in deep meditation, the shanas, and very importantly, active compassion.
What does active compassion look like in this context?
Things like encouraging others in morality, helping them understand the teachings, mindfully reminding the sick, using donations wisely for everyone's benefit, and generally encouraging positive actions within the community.
So it's not just about being personally good, but actively contributing to the group's well-being.
Exactly. But then there are warnings, too. The Kulipaka Sutta talks about the dangers for a monk who gets too involved with lay families.
Dangers like what?
5 are listed. Entering homes uninvited, sitting alone with women, sitting in hidden spots, preaching to women for too long, and having too many sensual thoughts because of the familiarity.
Boundary issues, essentially.
Right. And a related text adds that too much contact leads to association, then intimacy, then temptation, which could lead to breaking vows or leaving the path. It's about protecting one's focus and integrity.
Then there's misplaced judgment.
Yes, the Aṅguttaranikāya Sutta. It warns against praising someone blameworthy or blaming someone praiseworthy without proper investigation. Also, placing faith wrongly or withholding it wrongly or misusing offerings given in good faith.
So jumping to conclusions or being biased is actively harmful.
Leads to negative outcomes, yes. While careful, fair judgment leads to positive ones. And then there's jealousy, makarya.
Jealousy within the community.
5 specific kinds are mentioned. Jealousy regarding one's dwelling place, one supporting families, material gains, reputation, or even the teachings themselves, like wanting to keep insights secret.
Wow, even jealousy over the Dhamma.
And again, these jealousies lead to bad outcomes, while freedom from them leads to good ones. It's all really timeless advice for navigating group dynamics, avoiding attachment, and checking our own biases.
Now we need to touch on a section with some, let's say, striking analogies, maybe challenging ones for us today.
Yes. The black snake and the charnel ground analogies, they are quite intense.
The Kaccasapa Sutta compares a black snake to a woman. That sounds problematic.
It certainly reads that way to modern ears, and it's crucial we state we're reporting the content, not endorsing the comparison itself. The text lists 5 disadvantages of a black snake: unclean, foul-smelling, fearful, dangerous, betrayer of friends. Then it shockingly likens these to certain negative qualities it attributes to women in that context.
And there's another version, too.
Yes, a second sutta lists 5 other snake qualities: angry, resentful, venomous, two-tongued, like speaking divisively, betrayer of friends, and again explicitly likens these to qualities like anger, resentment, passion, backbiting, and unchastity in women.
Okay, so acknowledging the problematic nature of the comparison for us now, what was the likely intent of using such a strong negative image back then?
The thinking is usually that these were meant as extremely stark warnings, using culturally understood symbols of danger and impurity to highlight specific negative traits or potential dangers, aiming for maximum impact and memorability, regardless of how jarring it seems today.
To make the moral point stick, however uncomfortably.
That seems to be the function of such analogies. Similarly, the Savathika Sutta uses a charnel ground, a place for decomposing corpses, as an analogy.
Okay, what are the disadvantages of a charnel ground?
5 are listed. It's impure, it's foul-smelling, it's fearful, people avoid it, it's an abode of dangerous beings, scavengers, spirits maybe, and it's a place that causes much wailing and grief.
And how is this compared to a person?
Directly. Someone impure in body, speech, and mind is like the impure ground. Someone with a bad reputation is foul-smelling. Someone good people avoid is fearful. Someone who hangs out with bad influences is like an abode of dangerous beings.
And the wailing part?
Someone whose life choices cause their good friends or family to lament their association. That's like the wailing of the charnel ground. It's about the negative impact and sorrow caused by unwholesome actions.
Again, very intense imagery designed to make a point about conduct and its consequences.
Exactly. Powerful, if challenging, teaching tools from a different era.
Okay, let's move to our final area for this deep dive, the peril of over-attachment to individuals.
This one, the Pugalāpasada Sutta, feels incredibly relevant today, especially with, celebrity culture, influencers, charismatic leaders.
Right. Placing too much faith in one person. What's the danger?
The Sutta lays out a chain reaction, a sequence of 5 disadvantages. If you become excessively attached to one individual, say, a mentor, a leader, even a friend.
What happens if that person messes up?
Okay, so scenario 1. The favored individual commits a serious offense, gets disciplined, or called out by the community or organization. What happens to the attached person?
They get angry at the person.
Not just the person, they become displeased with the entire community that disciplined them. They feel the community betrayed their hero.
Misplaced loyalty.
Right. Step 2. Because they're displeased with the community, they start avoiding other members. They pull away.
Isolating themselves.
Step 3. By avoiding others, they stop hearing the true teachings, the core principles, the broader wisdom of the group.
They cut themselves off from the source.
Step 4. Consequently, they fall away from the true teachings themselves. They lose their own grounding because it was too tied to that one person.
That's a dangerous spiral. Is that the 5th disadvantage?
That falling away is the culmination. But the Sutta points out this same sequence happens for other reasons too. It's not just if the person commits an offense. The same spiral occurs if the favored individual is demoted, or if they just leave, or if they go astray doctrinally, or even if they simply die.
Wow. So it's the attachment itself that's the core problem, not just the other person's actions.
Precisely. It highlights the fragility of building your foundation on a personality rather than on principles or the wisdom of the broader community.
That is a really crucial insight for navigating, well, almost any relationship, professional or personal. Stay grounded in the principles, value the community, don't put all your eggs in one individual's basket.
It's a powerful lesson in discernment and building inner resilience, independent of any single figure.
What a journey through these 5s. We've covered so much ground, from the foundations of respect that make things last
to the power of focused learning, building inner strength, understanding those mental roadblocks.
The undeniable impact of our everyday conduct and speech, the wisdom hidden in daily habits.
What makes a good community member, the pitfalls of judgment and jealousy, those stark analogies.
And finally, that crucial warning about over-attachment to individuals.
It really is remarkable, isn't it, how these ancient lists from the Pali Canon offer such a comprehensive and practical framework. It touches on so many facets of human behavior and well-being.
Absolutely. And despite being thousands of years old, the relevance just shines through. These principles for cultivating well-being, building strong communities, navigating challenges, they feel completely applicable today.
They really do seem to highlight these universal truths that just don't fade.
So as we wrap up, maybe some food for thought for you listening.
Yes, reflecting on all these lists of 5, maybe ask yourself, which one resonated most strongly with you today? Was there one particular set of advantages or disadvantages that really struck a chord?
And building on that, maybe consider, is there one small shift, just one tiny adjustment you could make in your own life based on that insight to foster a little more flourishing, a bit more well-being, something practical to take away?